Today's video is going to be another cozy catch-up. It's been quite an intense few weeks. Yeah, there's just been a lot going on, and I've been really wanting to slow down and do something really relaxing. So majority of today's video is going to be playing around with some inks that I want to compare. I'm actually really excited about it because I do feel like I haven't had much of an opportunity to slow down recently, and I am in a bit of a mini break before things pick up again next week. So I wanted to really take advantage of the slight lull while I had it. I do have an agenda. The first thing that I'm actually going to catch up with you on is my Hibino. So first of all, thank you all so much for your feedback and all of your engagement and your comments. I love learning from your experiences, and we have got even more ideas that I can't wait to share with you. So in a future video, I will be happy to share more examples and ideas that others have shared with me, and I'm just constantly inspired, so I'm really grateful for all of you. The other kind of random thing is I did see that Midori announced that they're coming out with a day-free version of the Hibino, so it's going to be similar to this in terms of number of pages, but I think my understanding of it is there's going to be no monthly in the beginning, and these all will be undated, and it'll just be like a full book of 2 pages a day for the year. And the covers are dark brown, and I believe it's a white, or maybe it's a cream. I am so excited for this product, and honestly, there was a moment when I saw that announcement where I thought, like, if only I had known that was coming out, I could have approached my setup for next year differently. For one thing, I think one of the things I'm a little nervous about for next year is having my weekly verticals bundled with the week as opposed to all together like they are in my weekly supplement. I just really like being able to flip through the different weeks when I'm planning. And if I had the day-free version, I probably would set up all of my weeks in the beginning of the book, and then I could probably do use the remaining pages for the weeks, for the days. And I think on the one hand, if I use up so many pages at the beginning for the weeks, then that would mean I'd have to make a decision about whether I wanted to include, like, I wouldn't be able to just do the entire year. But I think what I would probably do is I would probably combine Saturday and Sunday. So I would do Monday to Friday. Like, I would probably do the first 52 pages, I would dedicate it to the weekly vertical. And then for the remaining pages, I would probably do Monday. I would allocate 2 days for every day, so Monday to Friday. And then for Saturday, Sunday, I would probably just do Saturday, Sunday on one page. Because this is primarily for work, I don't really need it so much for the weekends. So that's what I would do if I had known that this book was coming out. And there was definitely a moment where I thought, should I just switch things up for next year and try this dated day-free version of the Hibino? But I think I'm going to leave it. I already put so much effort into my setup, and I'm really happy with how it turned out. So we're just going to stick with what I committed to for 2025. And I'm going to file that away for potentially a 2027 experiment, I guess. The other thing about the day free is I think it would make a wonderful journal. So I'm a little sad that I didn't know this was coming, and I just wanted to let you know in case you were curious about the Hibino and the day free might work better for you. It might be worth waiting until that is released. That felt like a game changer kind of announcement for me. Curious if anyone else has any other thoughts or any reactions, or if anyone else is planning on getting it. The next thing that I want to talk about is that last week I actually forgot to show you my pen test. I think I was just talking for so long that I forgot to show you, but I did intend to do that, so I'm going to show you now. I did do a pen test in the back of the 2026 Midori Hibino. So I just did a pen test with whatever pens I happen to have inked at the moment. So you can see up here I have tested Platinum Carbon Black, which is one of my go-to inks. I also had like different pens with different line widths. Most of them are fine or medium fine. The only thing that did kind of bleed through was a Pilot Parallel, and it was this Diamine Maple Leaf. So I think I had it inked in my Pilot Parallel. Now, currently it's inked with Ferris Wheel Press Lady Rose, but I had it inked in here, and it was quite a saturated line, and you can see that it did bleed through. But other than that, nothing else bled through. And I don't think I experienced any of those blooming issues that I did experience in the Hobonichi weeks. So this is all looking really positive. The other thing that I tested were two different types of stamp pads. So this one is the Shashihara, and this one did bleed through. And I've experienced that just in general in this really thin paper. So that's why I invested in the Versa Magic chalk ink, and this is gingerbread. This is the other stamp, and you can see there's ghosting but no bleed through. So I'm pretty happy with this Versa Magic chalk ink. So in case you're interested in doing some stamping in the Hibino, then I had better luck with the Versa Magic. I did go to Michael's the other day and I picked up 2 Posca markers. Unfortunately, I forgot to bring this with me to Michael's, and I was planning on testing the markers there, but I didn't. So I picked up the 2 colors that I thought were most likely going to be hopefully a match if I wanted to use this instead of correction tape. So I thought we could actually just try that out here and see which one is a closer match. So this one is Ivory. I'm going to color in some of the lines in this stamp. Actually going to get my pencil board. Ooh, okay, interesting. So this is Ivory, and to me, it's actually looking quite different. And this one is beige. Oh gosh, okay. Okay, so my takeaway right now is I don't think either of these are really the greatest match, which is a little disappointing. So as a comparison, this is the cream correction tape. Okay, so I don't know, I'm just going to bring this close to the camera so you can see that, but the very bottom is the correction tape, and then the next color up is Ivory, and then the next color up is beige. So I'm not really loving either of these whiteout colors. Maybe what I'll do is I'll just compare it to the white. Oops, okay, just got a bunch out. Okay, so then this is the white. Honestly, I feel like the white one might be the best one. So something to keep in mind if you were thinking about using the Posca marker. I'm honestly a little disappointed. I really should have tested this in the store instead of just buying them. So hopefully this is helpful for you in case you are looking to use more of a marker instead of a correction tape. But so far it seems like the correction tape is the best option and it gets the closest to the cream paper. So yeah, good to know. The next update is hopefully a fun one, and that is in about a week and a half, I'm going to be running an in-person workshop at Wonder Pens. And if you've been following my channel for a while, you may already know that Wonder Pens happens to be one of my all-time favorite stores in Toronto. It's where I got this pen wallet, which is a collaboration between Wonder Pens and the Superior Labor. It's basically my happy place. So the fact that I get to go and spend some time with people who are coming to the workshop is kind of a dream come true. Having said that, I'm also feeling really nervous about it. So I've been spending a bit of time this week just prepping for it. And I've actually been using my 2025 test Hibino. So yeah, I've just been doing some just additional kind of research, thinking through some of the things that I want to just keep in mind for the workshop, and I'm just going to be preparing for it. So that's another reason why I am feeling like I really need to do something kind of fun and unwind. And the topic of the workshop is journaling and mental health. And it's really going to be more focused on mental health and the benefits of journaling for mental health. Let me know if you have any questions about that, or if you're interested in hearing more about that. As a side note, the Hibino has been really nice to use for taking notes in this way. I just feel you can fit so much. And for me, I just like to be able to see a lot of things at once. The fact that it's a small size, so it's just so portable, and that the grids are so small so I can fit a lot on a page is just really satisfying and pleasing for me right now. I have completed another insert. This is my Traveler's Diner Traveler's Notebook, and I have been mainly using this kind of as just a pure scrapbook. And it's mostly when I collect ephemera, I just shove it in here. Now I've kind of evolved this to being more so a happy mail. So whenever I receive letters from people, it goes in here. And other ephemera, like if I collect, say, a sticker from a coffee shop or anything else like that, is now living in this insert that's in my regular journal instead. It makes sense to me. It might sound a little fragmented to you, but it makes sense to me. I don't think I'm going to do a formal flip through, because Happy Mail can be very personal, and I don't know, something about sharing it on my main channel just feels, I'm not sure about it, but I just wanted to say this feels very satisfying. I mean, this thing was bursting, and I actually was kind of afraid to use the elastic in the last few months, but it's just full of postcards and letters that people have sent me throughout the year, and I'm really excited that I finished it. So I'm actually going to take it out. Yeah, I wanted to share that because I think there's something so satisfying about finishing any kind of notebook. I don't know, I feel like it's worth celebrating, and I'm really happy to have these memories. And I will say, near the end, it did become a little difficult to write in. But yeah, it was, no complaints. It's just been such a good time. And this is the kind of thing that I know I'm going to really enjoy flipping through. Probably just put the date that I started the insert and the date I finished it. And then I will archive it in my wooden box that I showed on my channel. I just wanted to share that and kind of celebrate that with you, because is there anything more satisfying than finishing an insert? And then I will be picking a new insert to go in here, but I will do that at a different time, because I don't know, there's something about even picking a new insert that feels like I need more time. So I'll do that later, and I will update you on the new insert for this. Now I'm going to pull out my little journal. I guess this has kind of become like a little ink journal, maybe. I don't know, whatever you want to call it. And I think we're just going to stick with this layout. I'm really enjoying this layout, honestly. And I'm going to do another one of these types of grids, but I'm going to kind of theme it around this type of light brown because I realized that I have quite a few light browns. And the other day when I swatched this Laywine's Khaki and DeAtramentis Terra di Siena, I was thinking that it actually reminds me a lot of Ina Ho. So I thought it would be fun to try grabbing my light brown inks, just based on memory, and almost doing like a bit of a monochrome grid just to see like how close they are to each other. And I also grabbed a couple of other colors in case I feel like I need a pop of color. But we're just going to have fun and do some of this ink exploration together. I'm really looking forward to it before I kind of get back to work. Okay, so in terms of materials, I have my little muddler. I like using this because it's easy to see when I've cleaned it properly so that I'm not as worried about, cross-contaminating my inks. So I do really like this. I think I'm actually going to use this Iroshizuku dip pen. I'm also going to put a blotter on both pages just to make sure that I try to minimize the amount of bleed through, because I think this is the bad paper, but I'm still going to use this book because I don't mind. I think I'm going to start with Ina Ho. I can't remember how much is a good amount to use. And I have my little condiment cup. This was a gift from Leanne. For me, Leanne likes. Okay, you can actually see it's feathering in quite a few spots. Now that I'm kind of seeing this green, I'm sort of rethinking some of the ink that I pulled. But anyway, let's just carry on. So Khaki is the one that I felt was kind of similar. So let's do that one next. And something I did in one of my other things is I kind of had it go a little bit off the page, which I thought was kind of, I don't know, interesting. Okay, I mean, that doesn't look too dissimilar. Okay, so it is different in writing. And I guess as you see it drying, it does look like it is different, but they feel really similar to each other. And I like it. I think the more I see this ink, the more I like it. I mean, it's obviously a very wet ink, so it's probably going to have some feathering. I mean, it did on the other pages, but yeah, I mean, they're different, but they feel kind of in the same family, if that makes sense. Now let's do DeAtramentis Terra di Siena. Okay, I mean, it is different than Ina Ho. These ones I guess are a little more brown and that one's a little more green. They all feel very similar, which I think is interesting. Next, I think we're gonna try an ink that I haven't used in a really long time, and that's because I find this particular ink is a little bit dry. I mean, they're all different, but they're all feeling very similar to each other, which I find fascinating. Okay, next we're going to do sesame oil because I remember when I got sesame oil, I thought it looked very similar to Oyster Hour, except it performed better in my pens, which is why I preferred it. So let's see how similar it actually is. Oh, definitely a lot darker. I'm not sure why I thought it was similar. Yeah, I don't know why I thought these were similar because they don't seem that similar. Well, it's good to do these comparisons, I guess. Okay, so this one is called Ginza Gold Sepia. Okay, I can see that I'm now getting further away from the colors, but it's okay. I kind of started with the ones that I thought would be the most similar. Okay, next I'm going to go in a different direction. I'm going to put a yellow because, one, I've been wanting to try this sample that a viewer sent me a little while ago, and I know it's more on the yellow side, but honestly I'm just really curious to see what it looks like. Oh wow. So this is called Ambre d'Albaltique. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that right. Definitely more of an amber color. I was very curious about it. Oh, that's a little bit mixed. Beautiful color. Actually, really wanting to put this in a pen now. It's so beautiful. Okay, the last one is not at all in the brown family. I just thought that it might be nice to add a little bit of contrast, and this might throw this whole calm brown theme off, but it's okay. So I think my last one is going to be Bungubox Sanctuary Blue. And this is a sample that I got from Leanne Likes. Just really in the mood to to switch things up, I guess. So wow, that is a very saturated color. I actually thought this was going to be a little different, so oh wow, that is a very saturated color actually. Well, I'm going to let this dry and then we'll come back and we'll take a look at how everything looks. So I'll be back. All right, we are back. I had a little accident over here. Seems to be a common experience for me. This is what everything looks like dry on this paper. I don't feel like this blue really matches the tones of the other colors, but these aside, I feel like these are all very similar. And it's kind of a reminder how unique Ina Ho really is. I feel like maybe the closest is Terra di Siena, but it's Ina Ho is still a little more green, if you can see that. And then while I was waiting for this to dry, I also decided to swatch the colors in my MD paper as well, just because I noticed in the past there was quite a difference in how the colors looked on cream paper, and they're still drying. And I switched, I tried a different blue. This is Pilot Iroshizuku Shin, and this is Bungubox Sanctuary Blue. Anyway, this is what they look like. I feel like to me, they actually look pretty similar. On a different day, I did, oops. Okay. Never mind. Anyway, there was another day where I did some ink swatching, and I felt that they were a little more vibrant on this paper compared to this paper, but with these particular colors, I don't feel like there's that much of a difference between the two papers, which is interesting. That was my fault. That was totally my fault. Okay, well, little smudges aside, I'm gonna let this dry. And I'm going to leave you here. I had a good time swatching these colors out. I think it's always nice to kind of compare the different colors that you have in your collection. I am a big fan of brown inks, but I've realized at this point I have collected a large amount of brown ink bottles and samples, and I think it's actually worthwhile to compare what you have and kind of remind yourself of what's already in your collection. So I had a really good time just playing with this paper, and now I think I'm just going to continue using this notebook for this type of comparison swatching, at least for now. I'm having a good time and I'm feeling a lot lighter. And if you're still with me, thank you so much for hanging out with me today. I hope you are doing well. I hope you were able to do something relaxing while we hung out, and I'll see you soon in the next video.